Hey everybody, it's Ia Patsy, and I'm here to do a reading that apparently someone needs to hear. Some of us need to hear because I was getting nudges all morning to come and do a reading for the collective. So I imagine that this message initially is for those of you who are going through changes in your romantic relationships and could even be regular romance, you know, that's going through its changes, or it could be a soul mate or a twin flame, a divine counterpart, whatever you want to call it. But you all know, for those of you who don't know, first of all, thank you so much for joining me today. Happy birthday to everyone who is Gemini, born under the sign of Gemini, and for those of you born under the sign of Cancer, which is coming up soon, and those of you who are born under the sign of Taurus, in case I missed your birthday. Happy birthday, everybody. So, um, I do intuitive readings. I use the tarot cards. I get channel messages sometimes during the readings, sometimes afterwards, sometimes whatever. But you'll see it. Um, have patience. I try to do the readings as quickly as I can, but it doesn't happen like that all the time. I can't guarantee that this won't go into an hour or more. So, if that's the problem for you, but you still want to hear the message, then watch half of it and come back to it later, or watch it when you have time. All right? You'll see when you pull it up what the time is. But since you're here, you've already made the decision to watch. So let's get into this reading. Um, the song I got, I usually get songs at the beginning. Not usually, but most of the times I'll get songs while I'm meditating and preparing to do a reading. And I, the song that I got was "Real Love" by Mary J. Blige, and the words were, well, this is the way they came to my head. They don't necessarily have to be the correct words. I will post a link to the song in the comment section, and I'll put the words in the description as soon as I find them. So, when I met you, I first knew that you would take my heart and run. And I told you that my love was real, and you said, I'm not the one. And now I've slowly come to see all the things that you're made of. And now I hope my dreams and inspirations lead me to find a real love. I thought that you were the answers to those questions in my mind, but now I know that I was wrong. And if I stay strong, I'm sure to find a real love. So, some of you may find that applicable to your situation. I'm sure that those of you who are on the twin flame journey, masculine and feminine, those of you who are waiting for your twin to meet them or to reunite with them or to be in union with them, this may be, for some of us, where we are right now. It's like I've put my cards out on the table, so to speak, and you told me you weren't interested, but I kept being loyal. I kept ignoring the signals. I kept ignoring even what you were saying when you weren't saying. But I've slowly come to see just what you're made of. And so now I hope that my dreams and my inspirations lead me to find a real love. In case we weren't clear on which way that song is going, right? Then I got a, oh, there was another song. Somewhere along, somewhere, across the sea. Someone's waiting for me. Right. And that's Bobby Darin. I know. But I'm just saying, I know my audience. Y'all, some of y'all got that, and if you didn't, I'll put the link to that too. Um, Somewhere along the sea, someone's waiting for me. I'll link it. But it's really a beautiful song, and it's upbeat, And never again will I have to go sailing. Yeah, so you have faith, you meet the person, and then you don't have to look no more, right? It's that kind of a song. So it's inspirational in a way. It's great when you go on cruises. Put it on your playlist. Um, so beside those two songs, has it ever crossed your mind that you were possibly just a pawn in God's plan and some play being tossed about for the creator's amusement? Well, the message I got today was God said, "Nuh-uh, nope. It's your ancestors and the angels who are pulling the strings in this matter, whatever the matter is." Okay? It's what else? It says that the ancestors, your ancestors stand at the door. Your ancestors stand at the door of ascension, waiting for their karmic debts to be paid in order to enter. So they're waiting at the door in order for you to finish your contract or do whatever it is that you're supposed to do so that they can move further. The angels are there to advise, to remind your ancestors of the debt, of the progress, and of the rules. And the rules are that they got you into the situation and that they can help you out. Rule number two. Or rule number three is only if you ask. So the so basically your family and the archangels, the angels are acting as like the coaches and the managers, doing the play plan, I guess, whatever the diagram is. I am not a football person, basically not a sports person, but this is the way they brought it to me. And I hope that this is how it goes. I imagine it is how it goes for, I guess, football or uh, soccer or hockey, maybe lacrosse. But um, so if you think of it like a football field, right? You already at the end goal lines, right? You're already the champion. You are already the team leader for your family, for your team, right? So you started the game as a chosen vessel, right? The goal is for the feminine team and the masculine team to meet in the middle. So instead of meeting in the middle and going apart like you would do in a regular football game, I guess, you're going to stand already at the championship, at the goal. And the goal inevitably is to come together, right? So if the goal is to meet in the middle, just like any one of those contact sports, That's what you call them. You will be tackled. You'll be tripped up. Sometimes you'll trip yourself. Sometimes others will trip you. You may trip on your own shoelaces or your own feet, right? Sometimes you'll lose your grip. Sometimes you'll fall flat on your face. Sometimes other teammates will come and help pick you up so that you can get back into the fight. And other times you're just going to have to roll with the punches until you can get a way to stand up. All right? A way to get away from the whatever the fray is, or even dodge a huddle, or be able to listen to a huddle, even the other team's huddles, depending on how close you're getting, right? So you got the F team, feminines, and the M team, masculines. And when they meet in the middle, they create FM, stereo, surround sound, a higher vibration than AM, immortal and immortal. But now, FM, divine masculine, divine feminine. Divine feminine, divine masculine, FM. So that's the analogy, I guess, for today. If that helps you explain it to somebody. Because the point is for us to all help raise the vibration, right, of the entire earth. So we're trying to get into tune with our higher selves. So I was led to get a card for the divine feminine. So this reading, I guess, at this point would be geared towards feminine energies, whether you're physically a man or not, if you embody those energies. And at this point, when you're dealing with the twin flame business, you have both those energies, male and female, masculine and feminine. So if this message resonates with you and your situation, then it's for you. So from the Divine Feminine Oracle, and all of the information about the cards will be in the description box also. We have Hestia, 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 the goddess of sanctuary. No matter where I am home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. So this talks about being a safe haven. This talks about being victorious, peaceful, nourishing, home. So let's see. Hestia. What's the message for us today from Hestia? And she's on page 178. That's 8 plus 8 is 16. 7. All right. Cool. Hestia. Okay. All right. So she represents warmth, protection, sanctuary. The feeling that we get when we know that we're home. Hestia is an ancient Greek goddess of the hearth. Her name translates into fireplace or altar. She is the firstborn daughter of Cronus and Rhea. Her brother Zeus assigned Hestia the sacred position of trending to the Olympian hearth. So this is about sports, right? And the flame, right? That Olympian hearth. She is known for her calm, her abiding presence, and her tremendous kindness. In ancient Greek culture, Hestia is the divine personification of the sacred fire that sits at the center of someone's home, as well as at the center of every town and village. She would receive the first and last sacrifices of each day. With the establishment of a new village, the flame from Hestia's public hearth in the mother city would be carried to the new home. Hestia is the fire that surrounds all of us, the hearth we can gather around to stop our wandering. Hestia is the emblem of the warmth, safety, and nourishment of being in community. She represents that tangible and yet unseen connection between all our loved ones. And she's calm, abiding. She is the presence that could only be found within. Calm, abiding presence that can be only found within. So when you get this card, this talks about sanctuary. It's considered a sacred obligation to shelter and protect those in need. She wants us to seek those situations that allow us to be free to feel a sense of being home, and she wants us to create that form of sanctuary for someone else. So maybe you'll be welcoming someone into your home, all right? So make them feel welcome. Make your guests feel welcome. That may be including someone who is coming to talk to you. Could be a love partner. Of all the wild and crazy, adventurous Greek goddesses and gods, Hestia is the most drama-free. Because you want to keep your home drama-free. She's the one that can be counted on. Excuse me. She's the one that can be counted on. The one who fosters community and provides the stability of food and warmth and shelter when all else is coming undone. She's your grandmother's. She's your grandmother goddess. She's the energy that whispers for you to get cozy. Hestia wants you to be 1,000 leagues easier on yourself. Put a blanket over your body. Curl up with a hot tea. Sit before the fire of all that you've accomplished and give your mind a break from all that you've asked from yourself. Hestia wants you to let kindness pervade in your thoughts. She wants you to light a small fire in the center of yourself and feel safe in calling your body home. She wants you to be able to seek sanctuary within. She wants to come home to yourself. She wants you to come home to yourself and to give yourself the love that you effortlessly offer to others. Hestia is the call to become the calm harbor for your beautiful soul to thrive. And her meditation is, am I a safe place to be? And your intention is, no matter where I am, I'm at home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. So, you are your safety. You are your protection. You are the place that you need to meditate. You are your safe, sacred space, no matter where you are and no matter what the circumstances. All right? But For some of you, this could be talking about you offering shelter to someone who needs help. Or, as I said, someone who maybe you need to speak to, they need to speak to you, offer some type of advice or some type of apology, even. Or just being charitable, to someone in need, making someone feel safe and at home in your presence. So be kind and patient. So, for some of you, I think for all of us, this is the advice. Stay centered, stay grounded, be a light. Use your power of stability, love, openness, compassion, and empathy. Keep your energies cleared, but be open, comforting, ready to share whatever you have. And you'll know when the time comes whether or not this is applicable to you, or maybe this is something that you're dealing with right now. Maybe you have unexpected guests. Maybe you have unexpected guests and you don't know, you weren't expecting them to come, or you didn't expect them to stay this long, but they are staying. Whether you expected them to or not, whether you needed them to or not, for whatever reason they're around. So this is saying to remain and retain your divinity and to take the opportunity to display your divinity, to display your spirituality, the new you. Perhaps they haven't seen you since you started on your spiritual journey. Maybe they haven't visited with you for any length of time. And so remind yourself to let your behavior be your testimony, all right? Because the best testimony is you and the way you carry yourself and the success that you have. That's what creates believers out of non-believers, because they're not going by faith, they're going by sight. So sometimes you got to meet certain people where they are in order just to get their attention. And then they'll figure it out, because once you get their attention and then they start to do the work, they'll figure it out, okay? But sometimes you have to be the light, right? So try not to show your annoyance at these people who have encroached on your sanctuary. You be your own sanctuary. Look at this. I'm just cutting these cards. I'm going to shuffle some of these Mystic Moon oracles by Angela at Mystic Moon, who's a YouTube creator. But in the center, what did I get? Vibrations. Raising the vibrations. When we show kindness, you've helped raise the vibration for the collective and for your immediate surroundings. Okay? All right, so Divine Feminine. Let's see what is going on. What is happening? What is the advice from the Romance Angel Oracle? Let's see. Maybe that can just direct us to where the areas of concern will be that we need to show some sanctuary and patience. Oh, wow. Okay. Finances and career. So, maybe around your workplace. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So, maybe this is talking about your your workplace, all right, or the people you work with, okay, that you're going to have to be on your best behavior, right, and be available with a listening ear, perhaps, for someone who is facing a crisis, maybe at work, coworker. Maybe someone has lost their job, and maybe that's why you're going to have to be a sanctuary for them to allow you to come and stay with them while they look for work. Maybe someone's transitioned from one city to another city, to one state to another state, and they need help finding their way around. They're relocating, right? That could be a scenario for some people. It could be changing states, it could be changing countries. And someone shows up unexpectedly, or you were expecting them, but maybe you didn't expect it to take this long for them to find a job. Possibly. But remain cheerful, remain in your divinity, remain in prayer so they could pray for them to find a job real soon. And take advantage of this opportunity to be kind. The second card that jumped out here was wedding. This situation involves marriage. So for some of you, maybe this is about your relationship. Maybe right now, maybe this, maybe you have in-laws coming. And you are being advised to be charitable and to provide sanctuary. You could have a brother-in-law, I'm hearing, or a sister-in-law, or maybe you got a child that hasn't moved away, hasn't grown up, hasn't struck out on their own again. I don't know why I'm getting that from wedding. And it could be just for you to be be a sanctuary. Okay, for some people, it could be that someone's getting married in your family. It could be one of your kids getting married, and now you have to welcome this new person into your life. That could be, again, something that you weren't expecting, but now this person's going to be around forever. So for some of you, that could be the situation that you're dealing with. Could be that you're invited to a wedding and maybe you're concerned about the money that it's going to take to go to this wedding. You could just be talking, just stay grounded, center yourself. You don't have to stay in the most expensive places because wherever you are, you're going to make it home for that little bit of time. That's what they said. Okay. For others of you, maybe you just got married and now you're wondering what to do. Maybe you've got a new home, a new relationship, a new family. And this is talking about you being your most sacred, most kind, most loving, most empathetic self within this relationship, however way it is relating to you. Because that's going to be the strength of your life, your testimony, and the examples that you are going to be setting to those around you. All right? So you could be invited to a wedding, you could be getting married, you could have just gotten married. All right. Anything else? Let's see if we can get one more card. If there's other situations that we need to address, work and your marriage, your relationship. Ashe. I got a ding. When I get dings on my electronic equipment, it's like a confirmation from spirit. Sometimes you can hear it, sometimes I can hear it, depending on how close the iPad or the cell phone is to the microphone. Ooh, okay. Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So, it did come out like this, but I turned it up. But we'll go with this upright, right? Because if it's unrequited love in the reverse, that means that you're imagining things, that everything's good, okay? The person feels there's a reciprocal relationship, all right? Or because it talks about chemistry, and chemistry card is my family card, it could be saying there's some upset in the family. Okay, all right, and that could have something to do with maybe your job. It could be some upset in the family because someone is changing jobs or lost their job or is not bringing in enough money. And so they are advising you not to be bitter or accusatory or unwelcoming. Don't throw the person out the house just because they lost their job. For somebody, that's it. But, that's advice. That's just what they said. You do what you need to do for your own. These are general readings, right? If you want to find out about yourself, then you just send me an email. Or make comments below. And you can get advice from other viewers or from myself. I respond to the comments. And if you put a comment, then maybe when they're nudging me to do these videos, it's because the message is for you. That's another possibility. Because that means you're sharing your energy. So this could be that you're feeling unappreciated or unloved in your relationship or in your marriage. Maybe your partner spends so much time, or you spend too much time at work and not enough time on the relationship, and so you feel like your feelings are unrequited. A house is not a home. Luther Vandross, Dionne Warwick, right? All right. So maybe if you're more welcoming, patient, warm, or if you try to continue, because you're divine feminine. We know you're doing this already. So just remain in that place of welcoming and warmness and sanctuary, regardless of what is going on. Now, I'm not telling anybody to remain in any abusive relationships or anything like that. That's not what this is about. Not at all. We're talking about something that is just regular disagreements that families have, relationships, things like that. Not anything where anybody's physically or mentally abusing you. All right, let's see what messages we get from the Mystic Moon Oracles. Okay. So for finances and career, we get deception and grief. Okay, so yeah, this could be someone lost their job due to some backbiting, some kind of deception, something went down that wasn't fair, causing a lot of grief for the person and possibly for you. This also could be a message for all three of these cards, that perhaps someone spent more time at work than on their relationship, and and them or their partner felt like they weren't getting the love that they needed at home or from their partner, which led to grief and deception. Okay. Anything else? So this could be just someone being a workaholic, being more focused on their work than on their relationship, or there could have been a relationship that came because of this grief and this deception, because of miscommunications, person feeling unloved, person spending too much time at work or focusing on their work and not enough time focusing on the relationship could have caused there to be some deception with a coworker that has caused a lot of grief in the relationship, in the marriage. So some outside energy brought about because of feelings of love not being reciprocal in a relationship or in a marriage. Mm. Contemplation. So someone is doing some thinking about whether or not this person really does love them, whether this love is unrequited. And the card that fell out with the contemplation card was, the answer is no. Okay, so this looks very dry, right? Lots of cracks, but it's like kind of like a roadmap, kind of like a web. Hmm. Oh, okay. Ashe on the web. So perhaps someone can't get over this deception, and they've been thinking about it a lot, and it's come to them that the answer is no, that they can't continue deceiving themselves. They can't continue in this grief in a relationship where they feel their love is unrequited, or that they've been put into situations, or they've allowed themselves to be tempted because they didn't feel they had sanctuary. The house is not a home if you feel your love is unrequited there. If you feel your partner, your family isn't being reciprocal with your love, with their love, if you feel you're being taken advantage of, you've been thinking about it, the answer is no. You don't have to put up with that. You don't have to live within that. And maybe it's saying that sanctuary is with you. Save yourself, get yourself out of the situation, create a new home, create the life that you want with your newfound spirituality. Bottom of the deck, dark night of the soul. Yes. So there may have been some really heavy contemplations that have been going on for you about this situation. A situation where you provided, where you or your partner or you provided finances in this relationship, but you felt you were putting in so much and you weren't getting back. And after a lot of contemplation and a dark night of the soul, a few, you may have come to the place where you realize the answer is no. And you're being told to create your own sanctuary, to be your own sacred space. Don't look for sanctuary outside of yourself. Don't depend on others to make you happy, including your partner, including your friends, your family, your coworkers. You have to find your happiness and your peace within you. All right, so let's get a message now from the Twin Flame Oracle deck. Which one are we going to go with now? Okay, so we're going to go with the Twin Flame messages. Okay, so whoever the partner is, or you who is feeling these things, whoever this is resonating with, these are what you're feeling that you can't say out loud, or this could be what your partner is saying to you. We'll see. Finances and career and deception. Let's see. What is the message for the person who... Okay. I can't handle your words right now. So someone is avoiding conversation because they're still in contemplation, or because they can't face their deception. The second card that came, you've been in my dreams. And that falls on top of grief. So some of you, for some people, maybe they're saying that they've dreamt about this. Some people it's been just dreams, messages. Others, it may have been a nightmare. But whatever it is, maybe convicting them, their words, their thoughts, their dreams, your words, and their thoughts and their dreams. Hmm. Okay. Anything else or contemplation? And the answer is no. Wedding, unrequited love. Mhm. I just have something to do something else to do right now. Please try to understand that falls on top of contemplating. And I had just said wedding and unrequited love. So someone is trying to take time to center themselves, to be at peace, to create their sacred sanctuary so that they can resolve this. All right, so one more card, please. For those in this situation, what is the message that they need to hear or that they need to express? So this could be you, this could be your partner. Could be a conversation between the two of you. One more, please. 4. Unrequited love, and the answer is no. Mm. All righty, so that was closed. These 3 cards. I don't know how I feel anymore. I need more time to figure things out. Seeing you reminds me of the things I know deep down, and that's not always easy to deal with. So, again, conviction. That's their soul, their spirit is being convicted. Conscious, their subconscious is convicted, maybe about the situation or the way that they have treated you, the way they have responded to you, the unrequited love, the delays, the no, always. Okay, for some of you, being all right, keeping their distance, denying, blocking, not talking, not not sharing. And the reason that they're saying is they need time to figure things out. They don't know how they feel. And you remind them of things that they don't want to deal with, or it's not easy for them to deal with. So, if you are a soulmate, if you're a twin flame, you are a reflection, right? You're mirroring one another. So maybe your behavior, your attitude, or the words that you have shared could be advice, could be wisdom, could be plain old cuss out. Because we lose our temper, we're still human, right? That could be what they're referring to, any of those things, or all of those things, right? Okay, from the twin flame shadows, uncomfortable. Yeah. That falls on top of deception. I can't handle your words right now. Finances, uncomfortable. So maybe the situation that has to do with their finances and career has made them uncomfortable at their place of business, and maybe that is what led to them having to lose their job or lose their job, or it affected them somehow at work and it's uncomfortable. So something could have happened at work that has nothing to do with another person, but it's some type of deceptive behavior. And they don't want to they don't need you to be coming down on them. They already feel bad enough as it is. And maybe they don't feel comfortable talking to you about it or coming home because they can't handle your words right now. So that could have happened in the past or could be right now. They know that they've been deceptive about something and they don't want to talk about it because it's making them uncomfortable, faithless. So maybe they feel that you have lost faith in them or they are losing faith in themselves. They're losing faith in God. They feel abandoned. They're in grief. They're hurt about how things have gone in this relationship. And they have been disappointed because this is not what they dreamed of. This is not the way the relationship or that their life was supposed to go. And so now they're losing faith. But they're trying to hold on. So, okay. For some of you, that is that. For other of you, the faithlessness is whatever the deception is that's going on at work or deception outside of your relationship. And so they've lost faith with themselves, some of them, not all of them. Contemplation. All right, all right. Judgmental. That falls on top of contemplation, and I have to do something else right now. Please try and understand. So, yeah, they're doing a lot of thinking. They're thinking about the situation. They're thinking about trying to make a decision. Maybe they're uncomfortable because they feel you're going to be judgmental about the situation and what went on, what the deception was at their job. Could have nothing to do with cheating. It could have just had something to do with something that went on at work that they causing some kind of a shakeup or upheaval at the job, and they don't want to tell you. Right. Some people may have lost their job and they don't want to talk about it because they'll feel that they think that you'll lose faith in them and that you'll judge them. For some of you, dependent. Yeah. Maybe you depend on this person or they depend on you. Okay. Could be talking about children who are dependents. And that falls on top of I don't know how I feel anymore. And unrequited love. So when we hear dependent, we also think of codependent, right? And that could be the opposite of unrequited love. What are you trying to say? There's a fear that the situation is going to cause a separation. Because they don't know how they feel anymore. They don't know how you feel anymore. Mm. This could have to do with providing for you, you providing for them, or children or family members who depend on them. There could be family members who depend on you or them that you have been providing sanctuary and safety and home and shelter for a long time, and you feel like it's not reciprocal. So maybe these are for those people who feel like their kids have overstayed their welcome, or a guest has overstayed their welcome, and someone's being ambivalent about it, and you're being told to continue to be patient and give sanctuary and safety and a comforting, supportive atmosphere for that dependent, if that's a child or someone who is a older parent, maybe elderly parent. Maybe you're running out of patience. Maybe you want to put them in a home, in a senior citizen nursing home or something, and you don't want. This is specific for someone. Maybe their parent has Alzheimer and doesn't recognize them anymore, and they don't know if they can continue to keep. Ashe, got a ding. They could continue to keep them at home. So you're thinking about it. That's where you need more time to figure things out. And that's why you're saying that seeing you reminds me of the things I know deep down, and that's not always easy to deal with. So maybe seeing your parent or your family member in this weakened condition just is constantly reminding you of their mortality, of your own mortality. That's for somebody, small percentage of you. Disillusioned. So for some of you, this is about a relationship that you become bottom of the deck insecure, that has led for you to you becoming disillusioned and insecure because of the dynamics of this relationship. And you are trying to remain in your divine feminine, in your Hestia, trying to be a blessing, even though you're hurt and disillusioned, trying to remain. You're being encouraged to keep it up. You're doing a good work. You're doing God's work, I heard. Of course, unconditional love. So this is the lesson, unconditional love for you. This situation or these situations, whichever one of them resonate with you, and for some of you had led to your disillusionment with this process, with this relationship, with twin flames, with spirituality, with humanity in general. Who can you trust? Who can't you trust? Uncomfortable in your own home. Found that you can't depend on anybody. Ooh, from the Signs from Spirit Oracle, 777. Rapid soul development that comes from challenging times. Ashe. Like I said, this is part of the lesson. And you're doing great. And everything's coming on you at this time because they need you to accelerate. So these challenges are there in order to get you ready for the game, the real game. You are getting closer to the middle goal, right? It's not the end goal, the middle goal, the unconditional love goal. Meeting in the middle, meeting your partner in the middle. 777, rapid soul development that comes from challenging times. Yes, that's what this is. So that's the oracle. That's what Spirit wanted you to know. They got your back. They are cheering you on. If you need help, ask for it. If you need help, if you feel like you are losing ground, if you feel like you're losing faith, if you are feeling like you cannot help from being judgmental about these people, about this partnership, about this situation, whatever, call on your archangels. Brainstorm and melancholy. Yeah, you've been depressed. Things have been looking kind of gray. And you've been, again, questioning your faith. And you've been hurt. This has brought you grief, this deception. For those of you who that is resonating, that deception has disillusioned you and brought you a lot of grief. But you got 3 sevens. And you feel it. You feel the changes. You know that something's going on spiritually for you. And if you don't, you need to tune in and pay attention. Think about where you were this time 2 months ago or 3 months ago in your spiritual journey. Oof. Mushrooms and dreaming. Yeah. Things are growing. You are turning the bullshit into something that can be beautiful, right? You are allowing yourself to expand, all right? Turn your lemons into lemonade and dream. Dream bigger. Umbrella and shelter. And this falls on top of dependent. So please don't toss them out. Try to help them find shelter at least. If it's a dependent and if it's a kid. Umbrella also could be talking about the community, all right? Your larger circle of people that may be able to help you with some of these responsibilities, all right? People who can match the effort, part of the same soul family or the same family members, or people who are there to support you. It could be different people. Take turns, delegate responsibilities. For those of you who are dealing with like elderly parents or even young children, you don't have to take it all on yourself. There's shelter and then there's shelter, right? Oh, wow. We got bones and indestructible. So, again, this is about your ancestors supporting you, okay? They're going to stand by you. They're not going to see you fail. And there's Cupid, love and desire. So, ancestors are letting you know that they love you. They want you to win. They have faith in you. They haven't been disillusioned. They have entire faith in you. They know that you can complete this race, right? They know that you can continue to do and be who you are, okay? If you need support, ask for it. If you can give support, do that too. Hmm. For some of you, this may actually involve a rainstorm, some type of a natural event that you may have to provide shelter for someone. And that could be what you're being given a heads up about. Could be someone breaks up with their partner and they have, like I said, a brother-in-law, somebody, brother, and have to come to stay with you. Yep, that could be it. Because they've become disillusioned with their relationship. But their family, indestructible. You have to help them be strong. That's what your ancestors want you to do. And they'll support you as you help support this person. All you have to do is ask. Okay? Cool. So, those are those messages. Did we get? Yes, we got something from all four of those decks. So now let's see what comes from, what advice we can get from these cards, which are this new deck. This is the Psychic Tarot by John Holland. All right, so let's see. Some advice. Oh, of course. Patience, number 14. 1 and 4 is 5. So it's a change. Be patient with the change, or patiently wait for things to change. Yeah. See, this person has an open hand. So they receive and they can give and receive. All right? Balance and patience. Could be dealing with someone who is a Sagittarius. Right? Temperance. This message could be for someone who is a Sagittarius. Okay. Let's see. Anything else? See what other advice. Thank you. Ooh, love begins. Number 1. Ashe. So, love begins. You could be dealing with a water sign. Or an earth sign. But see, these are two hands pouring that 1 cup of water in, or that 1 cup of love. But they're 2 separate hands. See, this one has a yellow sleeve and this one has a peach sleeve. Peach. Could be pink. So this is Oshun. All of this. You got a rainbow. So a new opportunity for love. There's patience. It could be welcoming someone into your home is a new opportunity for love. You have to be patient. Patient with yourself, patient for them. Work it out. Help one another. Pour your love into this situation. Approach it from, like, take your emotions out of it, but use your love. See past the pain and approach it from a sense of patience and sanctuary. Let's go 2 more. Gain more messages. Wisdom, number 5. This is about loyalty. This is about lessons. And again, providing shelter, sanctuary, using your wisdom to deal with the changes in your love life or in your home. Again, 1 in 4 is 5. Patience, change. 5 is change. Wisdom, change. This could be changing the way you look at things, changing the way you see love, changing the way you define home. The home is not an edifice. Of course, that's your home. But home is where you make, where you are. You create the home. So we could be talking to a Cancer, because Cancer is about the home and the hearth, right? That could be it. You create the home wherever you are. Ooh, number 8, accelerated motion. All right, so something is happening pretty quickly. We said something about, oh yeah, the 7s is the rapid soul development, and this is accelerated motion. Number 8, something is moving quickly, and it is something that is divine, something that is infinite. So the planets have been moving. The universe is moving to help bring balance into the situation. Could be dealing with an Aquarius. So there could be hope. Someone's been wishing on a star. Okay, number 8. One more card. Accelerated motion. Yeah, things are changing around you. And they want you to use patience, love, hospitality. Because things are going to start changing very soon and very quickly if it hasn't started already. Oh, number 4, heart chakra. Listen, I'm just looking at, I was getting ready to say this, but I said, no, let's see what's happening. 5 and 8 is 13, right? 13, 1 and 3 is 4, right? And now we get 4. Ashe. Heart chakra. Oh, and that falls right on top of Cupid. All that green. Green is love. Green is also abundance, right? Green is money. But we're talking about our hearts right now. Let's see. Let's get a couple of, let's just look into heart chakra. 4. Okay, so the sound that this chakra makes is yum, yum. Air element deals with the thymus, and words are I love you. Okay, also earlier, I may have mentioned this the other day, but thyroid. Sometimes people have erratic behavior, do some dark side lurking, for want of a better word right now. because they may have an imbalance in their thyroid. Someone who loses their temper or rages, and it could be male or female. Now, and the thymus gland is associated with the thyroid gland, right? So this is what had come to me the other day. Belt and punish. I don't know why that card was sitting there, but we'll just leave it right here for a second. Okay, for somebody, some of these issues that you're having right now is because of the way that you were disciplined as a child. And that may be why someone has a closed off heart, or is behaving the way that they're behaving. This deception and all this other stuff could have something to do with their the way that they were raised and the way that they were taught about discipline and punishment. It could also have to do with the way someone expresses their anger, maybe the way they discipline their children or their spouse. Again, I said not to, this. Don't put up with violence. So maybe that has something to do with why that came to say. Again, the thyroid. I'm not a doctor, but I've had experience with people who were acting the way they were acting in a negative way. And it doesn't have to be violent, but it can be, and it can be a combination. Schizophrenia, other type of behaviors that just pile on top of each other. And I remember when I took my person in to see the doctor, and after they had done and I told them what was going on, and they ran the tests, and they were like, you know how many husbands come in here with their wives ready to divorce them, when actually all they needed to do was to get their thyroid under control. And it's such a common thing that the medication for it is like free, basically, no matter what your income level is. Listen, anything that is going to have men ready to divorce their wives, they're going to find a cure for that real quick, because it's something that's affecting the men. Leave that alone for now. But nevertheless, it's not a common blood test. Like if you just go to get a doctor's blood test, you have to ask for that separately. But I think working as a correction officer for those as many years as I did, and being around people, like I said, male and female, and my clients, and listening and talking to my friends over the years, especially a lot of my male friends, I think if you're having a situation like that, having a hard time maybe with your weight, maybe you constantly losing weight, or sweating a lot, night sweats, things like that, you might need to address your thyroid, and you have to specifically ask the doctor to write the prescription for them to run a test for your thyroid levels. They don't just do that off the bat. I think that they should, especially when they're doing intake to bring people into the prison. That should be a standard test that they run, because that could be the answer to a whole lot of the violence that we deal with in society, is people's thyroid glands not being regulated, being affected by all these other things. So that just came to me just now. So I guess it needed to be said for someone. So maybe that's part of it, of the problems that you're experiencing with your loved one. Can't hurt when you get your physical, ask them to run that test. And then if they find that there's elevated levels of whatever you're not supposed to have, then they can address it. But it's not something that they normally think of, especially when it comes to men. They don't necessarily think about it when it comes to women either, but more, it seems to be recognized quickly. Women go to the doctor more, they take care of themselves, they get tests and physicals and stuff like that. And men who act up, what do? They end up in jail or dead, all right? Or people think they're crazy, or they drink, and they do all kinds of things to function around it without addressing it because maybe they don't know what it is that they need to address. And it could be something they've had all their lives. It could be something that's hereditary. It could be something that has to do with the atmosphere. Anything. But if this is something that's challenging you or your son or your husband or your any member of your family, that kind of erotic, erratic, not erotic at all, explosive behavior, and that may be what is, that may be something to look into. Just a recommendation. And since it was on my heart to say, I'm sharing it. Also, I got a message yesterday or the day before for someone who this may be relevant to. It was directed toward the masculine energy. But if you have a child, a daughter, that is getting married, some of you, your new son-in-law, daughter-in-law, however it applies, comes with some abundance. And maybe whatever financial difficulties you're having right now, I guess this could go for a female, a mother also, if it applies. If that's the situation, one of your children is getting ready to get married or they are newly married and they're looking to buy a new home or something like that, and you want to start all over because of empty nest syndrome, why not sell them your house? If they're interested in it, let them pay you or pay off the balance of your mortgage, and they can pick up the they won't have a mortgage, right? And then you will have your money free to do what you want to do with your money, and they won't have a mortgage and they'll have a home, and then you can still go back to your home when you want to visit and still see your neighbors and stuff. Think about it. If that's the situation for you and they don't hate your house or hate your neighborhood or whatever, now that's not saying for you to stick around. Take your out and beat it. I mean, you don't have to only let them pay off the mortgage. Whatever. You agree upon a price. Part of that price is to pay off the mortgage. You don't have a mortgage. They don't have a mortgage. Now, their money, they can do other things with, repairs, whatever. And your money, you can start a new life. Ooh, at the Sacred Rebels deck, number 45, Pandora's Gift. 45, 4 and 5 is 9. 9 is endings, completions, wishes, the ancestors. That is removing the mask and looking into something deeply, something that contains abundance and hope. Okay. All right, let's see what this message is. Number 45, Pandora's Box. Pandora opened the box and let out hellfire, right? But inside of the box remained hope. Number 45. That's the last card in this Done, huh? Yep. There's a mythic woman who's much maligned throughout history, whose name means all gifted. Pandora lives within us as our curious nature, yearning to conquer chaos, evil, and darkness with the light of knowledge. She is the hopeful voice of our soul that asks the questions and, in doing so, triggers a process that brings the answers. Sometimes it is through uncomfortable learning that we find our treasure. Pandora reminds us that the process of learning can take us to places that seem like the end of our world, and yet all is not lost. Even now, the light within you is stirring for a new revelation, for a new life, for a new adventure. Pandora is all gifting and all giving. Her presence invites you to forego your belief in judgment. Now's the time to surrender the misplaced guilt that you may have brought upon yourself or another. Some terrible happening. It's time to let go of the shame-based belief in punishment. This is a belief that you deserve to be brought to task over any perceived imperfection, or that your natural human journey somehow renders you inadequate. Pandora frees the soul from such torment. This is her gift. The human journey necessarily involves learning through experience. There is no shame in your learning process. Pandora's presence is a sign of a new time, a time to swap the notion of inherent shame for acceptance of inherent divinity. From this moment on, how unstoppable you shall become. Sacred rebellion is happening within you and within your soul as a powerful uprising toward your liberation. You are breaking free from the weighty criticisms of the world, from the power games that bore you senseless, and from the insanity of sacrilegious practices and priorities in this world. Dare to disobey anything and everything that is not divine. Pandora is the leader of your soul revolution. She defies the vicious judgments of history and all that has been said about her. She shrugs off misery, despair, and the weight of the world to recognize that she is the bearer of the true and beautiful light of peace, comfort, and reassurance. With her oracle comes the realization that you too are a divinely defiant believer in hope who can cast off the works of anyone who seeks to torment you. Again, with her oracle comes the realization that you too are a divinely defiant believer in hope who shall cast off the works of anyone who seeks to torment you. As this shift takes place, you shall dare to look within your own being and find the light. Find the light. You're being put on divine notice from the sacred feminine that there is a talent and ability within you that needs to be acknowledged. There is a worthy seed of something beautiful and necessary within you. If you choose to develop and express this seed, step by step, it will become an extraordinary light in your life and in the world. So poke your tongue out at the naysayers and turn your attention to the hope within. You were born to strut your stuff. So there's a healing process that goes here. It begins by grounding, sitting or standing comfortably. Place your hands at your heart and close your eyes for a few minutes. When you're ready, lower your hands and say, "My heart light is unmasked from shame, fear, and doubt. Those that seek to torment me are unequivocally uninvited now. I bow only before divine truth, light, and love, and all else is dismissed." Now you can add flair, you can, do whatever, magic wand, whatever you got to do, whatever you feel to do to make it dramatic for yourself, but make it yours, embrace it. You could even stick out your tongue. Whatever you need to do to get, I respect your right to live as you choose, but you are not welcome within my soul, so get lost. Basically, that's what you're saying. You can be as miserable as you want to be over there, but you're not going to bring that and try to impose that onto my divinity. And you're going to respect my divinity enough not to bring that to me. I appreciate it. So for some of you, the reason that you haven't had contact with your person right now is because they know not to bring that shit to you either. Excuse me, but for real. You might not see it now, and maybe that's why you're getting this message tonight or today. The divine in them, whether they're conscious of it or not, respects the divine in you, not to bring the bullshit any closer. Take a few minutes to imagine, feel, visualize, or intend that you are breathing divine light in and out through your heart. So you're breathing in and out through your heart. As you breathe this light, anything that is not for your highest good flies out of your heart at the front, the back, and the sides. And the light of your heart simply begins to glow and grow. Relax as you do this. It's natural for your heart to amplify divine light. It is a way that the soul breathes. So relax while you do it and allow your heart to breathe in and out. And when you're ready, say the following. Excuse me. I give the true, divine, beloved permission to guide me into the fulfillment of my sacred gifts, talent, and destiny. May all that was originally intended for me be released into being and protected through divine protection, grace, and my own free will. So be it. So may it be. Ashe. Amen. Awesome. Place your hands in prayer at your heart and bow your head. So, Place your hands in prayer at your heart. And then you've completed the process. So, for those of you who are, that these messages resonate with you, then I hope that you're finding some comfort and you're finding support. All right? And that's why they wanted me to bring you this message this way, I guess. So, that's your reading. And it's 1:55 when I said that. That's your reading. And I will be more than happy to talk to you if you need to talk to someone. Those of you who may not be aware, may or may not be aware, there will be phone numbers for the USA National Suicide Prevention Hotline in the description below these videos from now on. Shout out to Amber Khan at the Quietest Revolution. And so we will need to be supportive of one another, reminding one another of our Hestia and Pandora. All right? So there's hope and light right where you stand. All right? Be good to yourself. Be good to others. All right? Thank you so much. All right? Don't forget to like and share these messages. Like I said, make comments below, or you can send a letter to me or email pbtarot7@gmail.com, and I'll get back to you. But encourage each other, support one another, and be loved. Ashe.